Every moment we live is built upon the echoes of what once was. The Earth, though spinning in the present, is wrapped in invisible layers of its own history. Every mountain, ocean, and gust of wind carries the memory of time, of what our world has endured, survived, and transformed into. When we look at the stars, we see light that has traveled for millions of years, meaning even the night sky is a mirror of the past. Beneath our feet lies a silent record of time. The rocks tell stories of ancient seas, fiery volcanoes, and continents that once drifted like slow-moving dreams. Each grain of sand was once part of something vast and mighty, perhaps a towering cliff or a hidden mountain. The air we breathe contains atoms that once passed through the lungs of dinosaurs or the leaves of ancient forests. The Earth doesn't forget, it preserves, layer by layer, the truth of everything that has ever touched it. Even we, the humans of today, are shaped by this ancient rhythm. The water in our veins, the iron in our blood, and the dust in our bones all come from stars that exploded long before Earth was born. We are living fragments of history, walking upon the ruins of time, surrounded by the whispers of what once existed. In every sunrise, there's a trace of the first light that ever touched this world. In every shadow, the memory of ages long gone. The Earth is not just a planet, it's a time capsule, a living museum of the universe's memory. And as we move forward, we're never truly leaving the past behind, we're carrying it with us. Every step we take on Earth is a step upon memory. The ground beneath us, silent and steady, holds the weight of billions of years, the whispers of creation, destruction, and rebirth. Long before the first breath of humanity, before the first ocean wave touched a shore, this planet was writing its story in stone and fire. And though we live in the present, the truth is, we are surrounded, completely enveloped, by the echoes of what has already been. The air we breathe, the soil we touch, even the light we see, are remnants of an ancient past that still lingers around us, shaping everything we know. Deep beneath the crust of the Earth lies a vast archive of time. Each layer of rock is a page, each fossil a word, each mineral vein a punctuation mark in an endless cosmic book. The continents we walk upon once drifted like rafts on a molten sea, colliding and breaking apart in a slow, eternal dance. Mountains that now stand tall and proud were once the floor of ancient oceans. And the oceans themselves, vast, mysterious, and endless, have swallowed and revealed countless worlds before ours. Every ripple, every current carries fragments of forgotten stories, from the first single-celled beings that dared to exist to the colossal creatures that ruled the seas long before the first tree ever grew. The Earth remembers through its elements. The iron in our blood was forged in the heart of dying stars, billions of years before our planet even existed. The water in our veins has been here since the beginning, cycling endlessly through clouds, rivers, and living beings. The dust that settles on your window today may have once floated above a prehistoric desert or rested upon the wings of a pterosaur. When you inhale, you're breathing the same air that ancient forests exhaled and that ancient creatures once relied upon to live. Every breath is shared across time, a bridge between what was and what is. Even the landscapes that seem still are alive with memory. The Grand Canyon is not just a valley carved by a river. It's a timeline made visible, a cathedral of erosion that exposes nearly 2 billion years of Earth's evolution. Every stratum, every hue, every curve tells of changing climates, vanishing species, and shifting continents. The Sahara Desert, often seen as lifeless, was once a green paradise filled with rivers and forests. The stones beneath its sands still bear the marks of flowing water and the fossils of creatures that once thrived there. Our world has worn many faces, and every face still lingers beneath the one we see today. And then, there is the sky, that endless blue ocean above us, filled with silent witnesses of time. The sunlight that touches your skin left the sun 8 minutes ago, but the starlight you see at night left its source millions of years earlier. When we look up, we are literally looking into the past, seeing ancient fires that may have long burned out, stars that no longer exist, but whose light continues to travel, whispering across the void. The night sky is a portrait of yesterday, a reminder that even light cannot escape the grip of time. What makes Earth extraordinary is that it doesn't just exist in time, it remembers it. The glaciers remember the atmosphere of ancient ages, trapping bubbles of air from thousands of years ago. The trees remember through their rings, recording droughts, storms, and seasons. Coral reefs remember ocean temperatures in their skeletons, and even the DNA of living beings remembers the struggles of their ancestors. Every living cell is a library of survival, carrying codes written through eons of trial and adaptation. When a bird sings, it echoes the calls of species long gone. When a volcano erupts, it continues a cycle of creation and destruction that has shaped the planet since its birth. Yet, as humans, we often forget this truth. We look at the present as if it were separate from what came before. We build cities upon forgotten worlds. We mine the bones of the earth to fuel our progress, and we rarely pause to realize that everything we touch is a piece of history. The gold in a wedding ring was born in the death of a star. The stones in our buildings once lay at the bottom of ancient seas. Even the oil that powers our cars comes from the remains of life that once flourished under prehistoric suns. Every invention, every object, every breath connects us to the deep story of this planet. Earth is surrounded by its own past, not as a haunting, but as a living reminder. It's in the quiet hum of the wind that once swept over ancient landscapes. It's in the rhythm of waves that have touched countless shores. It's in the soil, rich with the ashes of those who came before. To understand our world is to listen, to truly hear the whispers that rise from its depths. The planet speaks in the language of time, and though it may be slow, it never forgets. And so, as we stand here, in the age of machines and satellites, we remain children of this ancient world. We build towers that touch the clouds, yet beneath our cities, the bones of the earth still sleep, holding the memories of worlds that no longer exist. The ground below is alive with history, and the sky above glows with ancient light. Between them, we exist, fragile, temporary, yet part of the same timeless circle that we often think of the past as something that is gone, something that lies behind us. But in truth, the past is all around us, breathing through the air, carved into stone, and written in our very DNA. The earth carries it, holds it, and continues to build upon it. And whether we realize it or not, we are walking through the corridors of time every single day. The ocean is the oldest storyteller on Earth, a restless mirror that has seen everything, forgotten nothing, and carried the planet's secrets through the tides of eternity. Long before continents took shape or life crawled upon the land, the sea was already alive, breathing in rhythms that echo through every droplet even today. Its depths hold the memory of beginnings, the quiet birth of life, the struggles of survival, the endless dance of creation and extinction. Every wave that breaks upon the shore is older than the mountains, shaped by winds that once swept across a completely different world. When you stand beside the sea and listen closely, the sound you hear, that eternal roar, is not just water meeting land. It is time itself, whispering the story of all that has been and all that remains. Deep within its blue heart, the ocean remembers the first rain that ever fell on this world, the first cell that ever divided, and the first breath of oxygen that turned the sky blue. It holds the bones of creatures that ruled long before humanity dreamed of its own reflection, and the salt within it has flowed through every form of life that ever existed. The ocean does not merely contain water, it contains memory, and in every storm, in every tide, it repeats the same ancient lesson, that nothing ever truly disappears, it only transforms. Beneath its shifting surface lies a library of time, written not in ink but in sediment and silence. There, at the bottom of the world, layers of silt hold the fossils of vanished empires, coral reefs that once flourished, forests that now sleep beneath miles of dark water, and traces of continents swallowed whole by the slow breathing of tectonic plates. The ocean floor is a graveyard and a cradle, a place where endings and beginnings blur into one endless cycle. Creatures that dwell in those depths, blind, luminous, unearthly, are living relics of the Earth's earliest chapters, surviving unchanged for hundreds of millions of years, like living time capsules of evolution itself. The blue whale, the largest animal to ever live, carries within its veins the chemistry of ancient seas. Its song, low and haunting, travels thousands of miles through water, a melody that could be heard long before our ancestors could even dream. And when the whale dives, descending into the darkness where sunlight dies, it moves through history, through waters that once touched the fins of ichthyosaurs and the sails of forgotten ships. Even the air above the ocean is filled with echoes of the past. The moisture rising from the waves today will fall again as rain, perhaps on distant lands, feeding rivers that will one day return to the sea. The same droplets have been cycling for billions of years, raining on dinosaurs, flowing through glaciers, evaporating into clouds above ancient forests, only to return again and again. In this way, every raindrop that touches your skin carries with it the memory of worlds long gone. The ocean's heartbeat, the tide, has never stopped. It pulls and releases, rises and falls, marking time not in minutes, but in millennia. The moon, too, shares in this eternal dance, its gravity tugging at the seas as it has since the dawn of Earth's orbit. Without the moon's pull, life might never have emerged from the water. The gentle rhythm of the tides sculpted coastlines, nurtured ecosystems, and created the balance that allowed fragile forms of life to step ashore. And when they did, when the first creatures crawled from the waves into sunlight, the ocean stayed behind, watching, waiting, still connected to everything they would become. Even now, the salt in our blood, the rhythm of our hearts, the way our bodies move with the pull of the moon, all of it is a reminder that we came from the sea. We carry its story within us. Every heartbeat is a tide, every breath a wave. Humanity's greatest myths have always returned to water because, deep down, we remember, not with our minds, but with our biology, that it was our first home. And yet, as we look at the ocean today, we see only its surface, the glittering reflection of sunlight, the vast blue horizon. We forget that below lies a memory older than language, deeper than imagination. Scientists now know that the ocean floor records climate shifts, mass extinctions, and even cosmic events. Particles from ancient meteor impacts rest within its mud. Tiny shells of plankton tell the story of changing temperatures, while coral skeletons preserve the chemistry of the Earth's past atmosphere. In its silence, the ocean keeps perfect records, far more detailed than any history written by human hands. It has witnessed continents break apart and drift across the globe. It has watched ice ages come and go, species rise and vanish, and civilizations bloom like coral only to crumble like sand. And still, it remains, vast, eternal, and alive with memory. The ocean teaches us that the past never truly ends. It only sinks, waiting to be rediscovered. Sometimes it rises again, in a fossil lifted from the cliffs, in a shell washed upon the shore, in the shimmer of oil from ancient life caught upon the surface of a wave. These are the ocean's memories surfacing, brief glimpses of eternity in the light of a single day. If you stand long enough by the sea, you can almost feel it breathing, the slow pulse of the planet itself. You can sense that beneath every crashing wave lies a heartbeat as old as time, reminding us that the world is far older and wiser than we can ever imagine. And though we walk the land now, we remain connected to it, drawn back again and again to the sound of waves, as if answering a call from the past. For in truth, we are not separate from the ocean. We are its continuation, its memory made flesh. The sea made us, raised us, and still surrounds us in unseen ways. In the rain that feeds our crops, in the vapor that fills our lungs, in the life that sustains us. It is the Earth's oldest voice, speaking across eons, reminding us that every beginning is born from something that never truly ended. The ocean remembers everything. It always has. And as long as it breathes, the story of Earth will never fade. Above the endless blue of the oceans, the land rises, scarred, sacred, and ancient, carrying the fingerprints of time in every grain of dust. The mountains that pierce the sky, the deserts that stretch beyond the horizon, the forests that breathe with silent rhythm. All of them are chapters of the same story, written slowly, patiently, with the language of erosion, fire, and wind. When you look upon a mountain, you are not just seeing stone. You are seeing time, stacked upon itself, frozen in mid-motion. Each layer of rock, each crystal vein, each fault line is a sentence in Earth's diary, written over billions of years. The Himalayas, towering above the clouds, were once the floor of an ancient ocean called the Tethys Sea. The same limestone that forms their peaks today was once filled with shells, coral, and marine life, living in warm tropical waters. What we now call the roof of the world was once the bottom of the sea, and the forces that lifted it, tectonic collisions so powerful that continents folded like paper, continue even now, invisible yet unstoppable. The land is not still. It breathes. It shifts. It remembers. Every desert carries the memory of a vanished paradise. The Sahara, now endless sand and silence, was once alive with rivers, trees, and wild herds. Fossils buried beneath the dunes reveal crocodiles, fish, and elephants, creatures that once roamed where now there is only wind. The desert's whispering sands tell of a time when Earth's axis tilted, when climates shifted and life retreated, leaving behind a ghost landscape of what once was. Even today, under its surface, seeds from those lost forests still sleep, waiting for a time when rain might return. And though the world sees the desert as empty, it is not void. It is full of memory, written in dust. Each dune moves with the breath of the wind, changing shape like thought, yet never erasing what lies beneath. Beneath every grain is a fossil, a memory, a tiny monument to time itself. Forests, too, are living tapestries of memory. A tree is not just a living being, it is a timekeeper. Within its rings lies the record of every year it has lived. Seasons of plenty, seasons of drought, fires survived, storms endured. In the heart of ancient trees, we can read centuries of climate, cycles of birth and decay, and the silent resilience of nature. The redwoods of California, older than entire civilizations, have seen the rise and fall of empires, the change of skies, the coming of human voices to a land that once knew only the wind. Even the fallen leaves beneath them are part of the great recycling of memory, breaking down, returning to soil, feeding the next generation of life. In this eternal exchange, the earth remembers everything that lives upon it. Nothing truly disappears. It only transforms into the next verse of the same song. And then, there is the sky, that ever-changing dome that shelters all life, carrying the breath of the planet itself. The atmosphere is not empty. It is filled with the ghosts of what once was. Tiny particles of volcanic ash from ancient eruptions still drift in the upper air. Dust from deserts travels across oceans, seeding rainforests on distant continents. Even the oxygen we breathe was not always here. It is the gift of ancient microorganisms that transformed Earth's poisonous atmosphere into one capable of supporting life. Every inhalation is a connection to that distant revolution, a quiet thank you to the invisible ancestors who changed the course of the world. The clouds that pass overhead may contain vapor once exhaled by creatures long extinct. The air moves in patterns older than humanity, circulating the breath of mountains, forests, and seas in an endless rhythm of remembrance. Lightning, that sudden burst of energy splitting the heavens, is also part of Earth's memory, a force that has existed since the dawn of the planet, shaping the chemistry of life itself. It was lightning that once struck the primitive soup of Earth's early oceans, giving rise to the first organic molecules. Each flash is a reminder of that first spark, the moment when lifeless elements became aware, when the universe began to dream through the body of the Earth. The thunder that follows still carries that ancient sound, echoing through time. When it rolls across the mountains or over open fields, it speaks the language of creation. Even the soil beneath our feet is a living archive. It contains the dust of ancestors, both human and non-human, the remnants of creatures, plants, and civilizations, blended together into the fabric of the earth. Archaeologists uncover pottery, bones, tools, and structures buried beneath layers of sediment, each revealing a glimpse into a different age. But what they find is only the surface of what the planet remembers. Beneath the ruins of one world lie the ruins of another, and another beneath that, a vertical history of existence. From the earliest microbes to the rise of humanity, From the shaping of continents to the fall of empires, the land carries every story, refusing to forget. And as much as Earth records its own past, it also records ours. The cities we build, the machines we create, the scars we leave, all of it becomes part of the planet's archive. Layers of plastic and metal, traces of radiation, imprints of our footprints on the moon. All these will one day be read by whatever consciousness comes after us. Just as we study the fossils of ancient species, the future will study us, preserved in the geological layers of time. The Earth does not judge, it only remembers. To it, a fossilized ammonite and a rusted satellite are part of the same story. The story of transformation, curiosity, and impermanence. When we gaze at the horizon, where land meets sky, we are witnessing the union of two living memories, the solid record of the Earth below and the flowing record of the atmosphere above. The colors of a sunset are made from light scattered through air filled with dust from ancient volcanoes, sea salt, and pollen. Every golden hue and crimson streak is painted with the ingredients of time. In that moment, the past and present merge into one. The Earth and sky sharing a conversation that has lasted for billions of years. We are merely observers, watching a dialogue older than life itself. And yet, even as we marvel at the world's beauty, we often forget its depth. The mountain is not just stone, it is history frozen mid-motion. The sky is not just air, it is memory in motion. The Earth is not just a planet, it is consciousness expressed through time. Every rock, every gust of wind, every particle of dust is a witness to eternity. When lightning flashes, when the wind howls across a canyon, when a leaf falls silently to the ground, the Earth is speaking, reminding us that we are part of an unbroken story, one that began long before us and will continue long after we are gone. The land and sky are not silent. They are alive with memory, whispering softly to those who still know how to listen. And if we pause long enough, we can hear it. The voice of the planet, ancient and eternal, telling us that we have never truly been alone in time.